Today was an emotional day at the Minnesota State Capitol as families of the Annunciation school shooting victims pleaded with lawmakers for change. Thank you for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Leah McLean.
I'm Paul Folger, and we do start with team coverage. Chief political reporter Tom Hauser has a look at what could be possible during a special session.
Let's start, though, with Lindsey Brown and more from those parents as the Annunciation students actually get ready to head back to school tomorrow, Lindsey.
Yeah, you're right. Their firsthand account is so emotional. The parents of Annunciation students testified in front of the Senate Working Group on Gun Violence and Prevention. One mother of 2 students who were not hurt lives just 2 blocks away. She walked to drop them off, then went back home, but ran back to the school after hearing the shooting.
My children were among the lucky ones. We got to hug them after school that day. But they are not the same kids that I dropped off that morning. They have nightmares. They flinch at loud noises. They don't want to be alone. They scream for me with a panic in their voices that makes my heart hurt.
Another woman who testified is the mother of Vivian St. Clair. She is still recovering after being shot multiple times.
I continue to do daily dressing changes on several bullet wounds on Vivi's back and arm. Her bullet wounds will eventually become scars, but the shrapnel embedded inside her will stay with her forever. Undoubtedly, there will be another mass shooting. It is up to our lawmakers to decide what type of weapon the next mass shooter is armed with.
And that was the big message from these parents today. They're pleading with lawmakers to ban civilian ownership of assault-style weapons and high-capacity magazines. Right now, 10 states and D.C. ban the sale, transfer, and manufacturing of certain semi-automatic assault-style firearms. When it comes to high-capacity magazines, 14 states plus D.C. have limits on magazines, usually limiting them to 10 rounds or fewer. Guys.
All right, Lindsey reporting. Thank you, Lindsey Brown. Now, our chief political reporter, Tom Hauser, continues our team coverage. He's live out there at the state capitol.
And he is asking whether change is really realistic, Tom.
Yeah, Paul, back in 2023, a ban on assault-style weapons was introduced at the state capitol, but it failed to pass when Democrats controlled all of state government. Now they're hoping the Annunciation church shooting will help persuade some of the opponents to support a ban.
I've seen many difficult things in my career, but what I witnessed that morning was unlike anything else. I saw the horror in the eyes of innocent children, the fear of parents desperate to know if their child was alive.
Dr. Tim Coomer of Hennepin Healthcare was the first doctor on the scene at Annunciation Church. Brock Safe's daughter, Astoria, will likely live the rest of her life with bullet fragments in her head.
Astoria was literally praying next to one of her best friends who was murdered in cold blood by this monster.
They were among several parents and emergency room doctors who testified before a Senate working group on gun violence. They testified in support of a proposed ban on assault-type weapons and large-capacity magazines. There are also proposals for firearms training requirements, restrictions on ghost guns and binary triggers, establishing an Office of Gun Violence Prevention, and harsher penalties for impersonating a police officer. That last proposal from Senator John Hoffman, who was shot in his home the same night Melissa Hortman was shot and killed by a man impersonating a police officer. Gun rights supporters say what's missing is more legislation addressing people in crisis with mental illness.
There are things that can be done to help identify those with an impending crisis and connect them to resources.
After the hearing, we asked Democrats about their top legislative gun priority, banning assault-style guns.
Is an assault weapons ban realistic?
Yes, 60% of Americans support it.
But not 60% of the legislature.
And well, the people, go ahead.
Yeah, if legislators vote the way their districts as a whole would want them to vote, I think it is realistic.
The fact remains there are both Democrats and Republicans who still oppose an outright ban on all assault-style weapons. The working group on gun violence met today to consider possible proposals. They will meet again on Wednesday and vote potentially on some recommendations for a possible special session that we do expect the governor to call, maybe even as early as this week, to set a date for that later this month or in early October. Live at the state capitol, Tom Hauser, 5 Eyewitness News.
Okay.